Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about diversifying your grain intake, diversifying the kinds of grains that you use every single day. Here on the homestead, we try to do this all the time. I mean, I don't want us to get stuck in a rut of eating just one thing every single day or several times a week. I try to mix it up because not only can it get boring to eat the same thing, but it is definitely more beneficial to our health to be consuming an array of different fruits, vegetables, grains, different things, because each one of these things you see here, even, they have different vitamins and minerals and fiber and different things that our body needs. And we are meant to eat all these different things and to get all the benefits from them. So today we're just going to talk about my top 5 grains that we use here on the homestead. I'm not really going to talk about hard white wheat or red wheat because that's what you have in most all of your store-bought products, or if you buy flour, it's going to be one of the very commercialized wheats. So what I'm going to talk about mostly are some ancient grains, some lesser known grains that are super nutritious, super yummy, and just really great things to have on hand. This, just for a starter, this is a regular soft white wheat. Dropping some here, but as you can see, it is nice big plump kernels, very white. This makes a very white flour, great for cooking. Just to note, white wheats have less gluten than hard wheats, or soft wheats, sorry. Soft wheats have less gluten than hard wheats. So this is great for like baking, but less, you can still make bread with this, I have, but it has less gluten than just your traditional hard wheats. This is what we're going to talk about first. This is my absolute #1 favorite grain. We've been using this exclusively for probably a couple of years now, and it is, I should say, yeah, it's just amazing. So this is Einkorn. Let me get a close-up so you can see it. These kernels are much smaller, as you can see, compared to these. These are nice plump and white. These are very tiny. Einkorn actually means one kernel in German, and this is the original wheat. It is the lowest all wheats in gluten, so it's very, very easy to digest. It actually only has 14 chromosomes. It's never been hybridized, so it has its original 14 chromosomes. Modern wheat has been hybridized and it actually has 42 chromosomes now because it's been bred and mixed in with other kinds of wheats to make it that high gluten, high performing wheat that we all know and love. But this is actually way, way more nutritious. So Einkorn has 3 to 4 times more beta carotene than modern wheats. It has 2 times more vitamin A, 3 to 4 times more lutein, which is really, really great for your eye health, and 4 to 5 times more riboflavin than modern wheats. It is just amazing. I use it all the time. Now you might be asking, how could I use this? So I use it. There are a ton of recipes out there. You can look it up in Pinterest or websites. Actually, there's a lot of information on it out there. So I encourage you to do more research. So I've adapted a lot of my own recipes. You can use this in place of any flour. So I grind my own wheat. You can see it back there. There's my flour. It makes a really soft, fluffy flour. And then the only thing you might want to do if you have a recipe that you really, really love, like a cookie recipe or something, or muffins, just use a little less of the liquid, whatever the liquid is, either about half or a third of what the recipe calls for, because this absorbs the liquid much slower. So, or if you're not too adventurous, just find something that has a recipe already laid out for Einkorn. But it is just so good. I should mention, I grind all my own wheats here, so all my own grains, so that way I have fresh flour all the time. But this is a powerhouse. This is so good, so easy to digest because it doesn't have all that gluten. It's amazing. So if you can get some Einkorn, I buy it in bulk. I'll leave a link in the description box below where I get actually all my grains, because I get them all in bulk because I love getting in bulk. I ain't got time to do anything else like getting small amounts. So here we go. This is the next one. This is my next one I'm going to talk about. This is rye. And this light, let me see if I can get it. It almost has a little greenish hue. You can see it's much bigger than the Einkorn. That's definitely the smallest smallest wheat right there. But so this is rye. Rye is amazing. It is a great source of protein. It's also high in phosphorus, iron, potassium, higher than other wheats, and high in lysine, which is an amino acid. So it's really, really good for you. You need those amino acids in your body. This is great. So how do you use rye? I grind it into flour. I make a bread. The breads turn out, it's a nice dark bread. It's not like super brown, but it's a browner than like these would make lighter breads, the Einkorn, and this will obviously be white. This would be a little darker. This is a little darker than the Einkorn, but it's a great tasting flour. You can use it in cookies and anything you would use regular flour for. Also, you can cook. These are called berries. Any kind of wheat, these are called wheat berries. And you can cook the berries. You can cook them. Typically, it's about 3 parts water to 1 part grain. And put them in there, cook them up. You can add them to soups, salads, breads once they're cooked. Use it as a breakfast cereal. It's really yummy. There's just so much you can do with that. All right, the next one we're gonna look at is barley. This is my third one on the list. And as you can see, barley, it has a lot of, they almost look dirty compared to, let me show you, compared to the clean pearl look of that. And then we've got these here. They almost look a little dirty. That's actually, this is hulled barley. You can get it in several different forms. But barley, I've recently just fallen in love with barley. So let me tell you a little bit about this amazing thing. So barley was actually grown in ancient Egypt, and it's considered really a great source of fiber. Like, it's amazing. It is, up until the 16th century, this was the main bread grain in Europe. And it makes a really interesting bread. It's definitely not like our modern wheats, but it does make a really interesting bread and it tastes really good. It is a higher soluble fiber than oats. So this stuff here is really, really good for you. It will fill you up. I guarantee you that. Barley also contains fiber, protein, carbohydrates, B vitamins. It is low in fat and has no cholesterol. So you can buy this. This is hulled barley. You can see it kind of looks, you can see where the hull was taken off. You can buy pearled barley, and that looks more smooth like this, and that's what you would typically see in soups. But barley, you can buy it rolled, actually. You can buy it rolled just like you would oats and cook it like oats that way. You cook this in water, add it to soups and stews. Barley does take a long time to cook. Of all the grains, it will take a lot longer to cook up. A lot of these you can get done in 20 minutes or something, half an hour, but this can take up to 2 hours. So it's a great one to put in your stews. And then you've got like your little, instead of pasta, you can use a nice grain. So it is, yeah, it has like 23 grams of protein per serving. So this will fill you up and never let you down. It's awesome. So let's look at my fourth one today. This one's really interesting, and again, I've recently found it and just like different ways to use it. Let's see if you can see it. This is buckwheat. Buckwheat is actually a grain that is not a grass. All these others come from grasses. This is not a grass. It's originally comes from Asia. It is gluten-free. So a lot of people in their gluten-free mixes, you'll find buckwheat flour. You can turn this into flour. This is actually called buckwheat grits because, let me see if I can find an actual, they're kind of like this diamond triangle shape. But yeah, these cook up just like grits. They're so good, way more nutritional than traditional like corn grits. So let me tell you a little bit what they have. They have about twice the protein as oatmeal. They have a complete amino acid profile, which means it contains all of the amino acids that your body needs from food. So this is also a really good powerhouse. It's a great source of B vitamins. And again, it really fills you up. I love to make this as a breakfast and just make it like grits. You know, put it in, boil it, get it cooked, then add some butter, add some salt. If you want, you could add cheese in there, make cheesy grits. This is amazing. Buckwheat is definitely something to have around. And with twice the protein as oatmeal, like that's a great start to your day. All right, my last little guy for this video is called millet. Now, a lot of people associate millet with something that birds eat, but actually this is a staple around the world. So many people around the world eat millet, and I love it because it cooks up really, really fast. The super tiny kernels, as you can see, really, really fine. They cook up really fast. This is something really interesting that I love about this grain. It is the only alkaline grain. So our diets nowadays are very acidic typically, and this is completely alkaline. It's amazing. I love it. It is a great source of protein, essential amino acids, and dietary fiber. So again, I love having this in the morning. I cook it up just like I would oatmeal or grits. I've done it both ways, sweet or like put some cinnamon in there, some honey, or I put just some salt. Honestly, it's so good. Some salt and some butter. Cook that up for breakfast. Cook it in water, put salt and butter. So delicious. It's also a great source of manganese, phosphorus, and magnesium. You can grind it into a flour as well, but I love it as a breakfast food. You can also put it in, it's really good in soups because they're like little pasta balls almost, except because when they cook, they kind of fluff out and it's like little bits of pasta, except it's a grain, so it's better for you. So that is all I had for you guys today. I hope you learned a little bit of something about these different grains, and I hope you will go and try some for yourself. I'll post a link where I get grains. Like I said, I buy in bulk because I just don't want to deal with going to the store every 2 days to get more stuff, because I don't know, we just eat a ton of food here. So I always buy in bulk. I get it from Azure Standard. It's amazing, and all these are organic, so I don't have to worry about any of those pesky chemicals or fertilizers, stuff like that on my food. So that's going to be all for today. I will see you guys in the next video. If this information has been helpful to you, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.